Here we go. So, I have swapped things up a tiny bit. I'm currently using a party with Angeal. So what I've done is I've replaced Aerith with Angeal, who is provoking the enemies. So that way all of their damage is going on to Angeal instead, who is rocking almost 300 physical defense and 11,000 HP. Could be a little bit higher, but I wanted to make sure that we had a good HP physical defense item on him. So I gave him the giant fork, which I could enhance if I really wanted to, but I don't think it's going to make that big of a difference at the end of the day. Sephiroth is going to be doing both my water resist down and my physical defense down. He's going to be doing both of those and then just rocking as much damage as he possibly can with Tempest. Not a whole lot more I can do there. It's just, it is what it is. He's also got a physical attack all allies to help boost Cloud up, just like our friend Angeal does as well, to make sure that we're getting as much bang for our buck as we can. And then Cloud is rocking with the new Bahamut outfit, an OB10 Maritime Sword, the new Bahamut Greatsword at OB6. We've got the Ultimate Buster Sword. I did end up splurging and getting the Buster Sword. He's full on attack. I've got the Leviathan at level 5, which is the highest I can get him for now. I just don't want to spend the stamina pots on the Leviathan. Rocking 2 water potency weapons, which gets us up over to level 8. Which is a 100% boost to water damage. And then we're also using the enemy launcher, which is getting our physical ability potency to 33. The first thing I'm planning on doing is getting this up, because what I need is 2 more points in physical ability potency to get to level 5. So together, we're gonna get those 2 points right now. Yeah, so Cloud's 1.1 million power because I've got a really high gear score. Let's try to throw a brand on here as well. We're looking for anything with physical attack here. Physical attack. Couple of decent options here. This one's not bad either, but this one's got physical defense. Let's take that one. I'm gonna roll that 2 more times just to see if we can get a good brand on there. That's not a terrible one though, if we have to go with that one. That one's fine. So that gets my physical ability potency up to the 35-point breakpoint, which gets us an additional 15% damage, which raises his power even higher. So yeah, we've got the 64 buff because it's based off of Tifa weapons, and my Tifa weapons are very, very good, as you can see. Like, all right, so going into the mock battle for stage 5, I want to show you guys the typical strat here. What I'm doing first and foremost is I'm going to control Sephiroth, and the first thing I'm going to do is use his Radiant Edge to lower the physical defense of the right enemy. Then I'm going to use Rapid Blade to get the provoke down. Now this is going to force them to attack Angeal. After that attack goes down, we're going to Fortress Guard here. This is going to increase our physical defense and physical attack. Gauge is full, and now we're popping off. Use this again. Get one more. Get one more. We're not going to bother putting the additional physical defense down because they're going to switch here. And then we're going to put the physical defense down on this side instead. So physical defense down. Fortress Guard again. And now at this point, we're going to go ahead and use Fierce Claw to get the haste down. And Angeal's gonna die here in game. Anyways, defense down again. And then same thing, we're just gonna pop off here. We're ignoring the sigil break phase. We do not care about this at all. Flash of Steel goes down. Angeal's gonna die right now. Water resist goes down. And then we do Diamond Dust, Tidal Wave. Diamond Dust pops off for about 400,000, I think, 300,000 damage. Tidal Wave comes through, does about 2.2 million. Cloud dies here no matter what, so I'm not even going to bother switching to defense mode. He was going to die regardless. And so we switch to Sephi. Oh, that's why his Flash of Steel didn't go off for some reason. And then we queue up the torrential thrust. And we get one last 400k hit off, and that's it. And so this is what I found does the most damage for me. I'm not sure why that extra auto went off, but we'll take it. This is what's been doing the most damage for me. It's not good by any stretch. It's fine. But yeah, so 7.6% is about as high as I'm getting on these fights. It really depends on what damage rolls on Angeal. I've thought about running a cure on Angeal instead of water blow to just like top off a little bit of the HP to make sure he survives until the sigil break phase. So like I could just switch this Thundera with this cure and it should be fine. Yeah, it should be fine. So yeah, but this is basically the squad. There's not a whole lot else I can do at this point. I could train Angeal up to 90 and finish his grid off. And truthfully, like I am gonna do it the one I think I have enough stamina to pop that quest once. Yeah, so I'm gonna do that really quickly just to like try to get him over to the 87 hump, and then I'm gonna use that that level 87 growth stream to increase his stats a tiny bit more. Alrighty, well, without further ado, let's hop into it. Obviously, as with every guild battle, there's a little bit of RNG in this. It's gonna depend on how much damage these guys actually do. I'm not too terribly worried about it, to be honest. We're just gonna do what we can. We've got the best build that we can possibly have at this point. I'm not gonna overthink this. We just want to jump into this, do as much damage as we can and move on, right? So, official match number 1, let's do it. We're hoping to get above 6% is my goal. I'd like to get at least 6% on every single one of these fights, ideally. So again, same strategy. We're gonna open with Sephiroth. Actually, let's open with Angeal and use Fortress card first. Oh, it didn't pop off. Okay, thanks, game. Oh, good, he used it anyway, great. Okay, we're good. All right, that one hit goes down no matter what. Nothing we can do to control that. We use this, hold ATB, go. And now we just DPS as much as we can. Let's go ahead and Flash of Steel. Go straight into this again. Let's Fortress guard one more time to make sure everybody's attack is maxed out. Defense is going down here. We're gonna do one more attack. And then we're gonna switch over to the other side. Go ahead and do this again. Suit down. Go ahead and get the defense down. If it goes off, it goes off. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It did not. That's fine. All right, hang tight. Let's put Provoke back up. Oh, he hasted already. I didn't notice that. Okay, there's the Soothe. This is actually perfect. We've got enough ATB to use I again. So we do our debuff. Let's get everybody's defense built back up again. Flash of Steel. Flash of Steel not go off again? Why? I queued that up. That's so odd. It's fine. When lightning goes down, it is on cloud, which is, again, it's fine. At this point, we're just doing as much damage as possible. Should be able to get 2 more attacks off. Nice. There you go. Like I said, that's about as good as it gets. Angeal's to Provoke went down there, so we did lose some water resist down from Sephi, because he has to be over 50% HP to have the water resist down, but it wasn't until the end of the fight, so we shouldn't have seen a huge drop there. Yeah, 7.8, that's great. That's great. I'm absolutely satisfied with that. That's great. Let's just rock it again. For folks that are wondering, I did post a guide on YouTube, and we streamed it obviously, but I did post a guide on YouTube that didn't use Angeal, that used more reasonable options. Obviously, the big thing here is increasing your physical attack and decreasing their physical defense. So whatever you need to do to make that happen is the easiest way to make sure you're doing as much damage as possible. Okay. Now we're gonna provoke here. Noting that Cloud already hasted here, so we need to be careful. I need to make sure we pay attention to that. Cue this up again. Switch targets. I might have to use a heal here. He's okay. All right, now we switch targets. This won't go off in time. Goodbye, Angeal. Goodbye, Angeal. We lost at about 300,000 damage there because there wasn't a water resist debuff here. Because Sephiroth, unfortunately, is at too low HP. Oh, Angeal lived. And why is Sephiroth targeting the left one? Hello? What? Oh, Sephiroth got targeted this time. Interesting. That's huge because I only get another. Well, maybe. Please. No. Dang it. Didn't quite have enough ATB. I wonder why he was targeting the left one all of a sudden. Shouldn't matter. Yeah, we lost about 0.86% there. That's not that big of a deal, though. That's about the variance I expect from this. Is about like a 10% variance. So, like, if it's about 10%, I'm okay with that. Like, it's not that big of a deal. Noting that it does matter how many times you switch back and forth, by the way, because your timer doesn't stop going down while it plays that little tiny cutscene. Which is just super silly, but you know what? It's here, and that's what it is, so. All right. Hold ATB, go. Nice. Yeah, that extra stat, those extra stats helped a lot. Does the strat change when you're fighting the higher level bosses? Not really. It's pretty much the same at this point. It's just a boat race for damage. We didn't get the flash of steel off again, but that's okay. This is more close to what I was expecting to do for damage. So this will do about 2.2 again. Yep, perfect. Sephiroth is being targeted again. Interesting. That's actually huge. Because now Cloud's going to get another C-splitter off. We should get some decent damage here. Oh, I got it. Huge. It's like 670,000 damage. That's good. Nice. Yeah, we'll take that. That's probably going to put us over the 8% mark if I had to hedge a bet. Yep. Nice. Nice, dude. I almost got it to the break point. Damn. That was much better than I thought I was going to do. I'm going to be so for real with y'all. That was so much better than I thought I was going to do. So that's sick. Obviously, this isn't going to last. We won't be in the top 500 here for sure. People just haven't done their attempts yet. They're all strategizing still. But yeah, that's pretty impressive. I was not expecting to do almost 25% to the stage 5 boss after what we were doing a couple of days ago. So nice. But yeah, Angeal really does make a huge difference, man, because that AoE physical attack buff is a physical defense buff as well. And for folks, by the way, for folks that don't have the Angeal's weapon, it's called Stalwart Integrity, right? There was also, if you pulled for it during the Final Fantasy IX collaboration, there was a, which one was it? Was it this one? Yeah, it was this one. There was a megaphone that Kate Sith got that is area of effect physical attack up. And this one prioritizes physical attack, which is the more important stat. And if his HP is less than 70%, then it stops doing physical defense. If you use this instead of Angeal, the only thing that you're missing here is the taunt. Well, like, this works just fine. If you have one copy of the Quina megaphone, this would work. Obviously, this is a limited weapon, which is why I didn't bring it up when I was talking about the strategy stuff a couple of days ago. So I didn't want to, because the other item that's available in this game that is a physical attack up all allies is also a limited weapon. So if you didn't pull in the Monster Hunter banner, if you didn't pull in the Final Fantasy IX banner, and you didn't get at least a copy of this, like, you don't have access to those weapons then, right? So the only one in the game that's available that isn't an ultimate weapon that does physical attack all allies is Angeal. That's it, as he's the only one. The other option that you could do is Yuffie. Although Yuffie doesn't have a physical defense down, Angeal does, but I'm not actually utilizing Angeal for that. Yuffie's Arctic Star raises physical attack up of one ally and also raises her own physical attack as well. So that's an option. She doesn't have a water-based weapon that you can carry, except for the Leviathan Cutter, which is the free weapon that you get from grinding Leviathan, but it's magic damage, so it's not going to do as well in the fight. And that's it. The rest of her stuff is all like wind, earth, fire. She doesn't have ice. She doesn't have wind, or I'm sorry, water. So puts it in an awkward spot in terms of like what she would run in her offhand in that case. You could run, if you have a copy of the Bahamut Cutter, you could run this and just do non-elemental damage instead, because the non-elemental damage would be pretty high. And that would give physical attack all allies as well. So like, that's an option if you wanted to do that, and that way Yuffie would be able to do some damage. There would be RNG in that fight then though, because you don't have access to the taunt, or the provoke rather. But just pointing out that there are some options in the game that aren't the limited weapons. So don't think that you're pigeonholed into using the brand new character that just came out, or, you know, one of the two limited options that did physical attack all allies if you skip both of those banners. There are some free to play, like gotcha ticket, gotcha weapon items that are available that you may have access to that will do the effects that you're trying to look for. Is it going to be as efficient? Of course not, right? Of course not. It only does 2 allies instead of 1, right? Or instead of 3, right? But in my case, right, with the team that I've built, Cloud's doing all the damage, right? Sephiroth's doing a respectable amount. Don't hear I'm not saying he's doing enough, but like, he's not the primary damage dealer in that fight. So I really only need Cloud to have the damage up, especially the very first cast. I need Cloud because Cloud is only using C-Splitter. That's it. That's the only thing he's using the entire time. Except for when he's applying haste, right? So that he can get a couple more cast off. But like, so the first person you target with that physical attack up all allies is just your damage dealer. Like the main one, the one that's doing the most damage. And then the 4 ATB that you're using with the sub DPS is using it for debuffing. So physical defense down, water resist down, whatever you have to do, right?